It's like a garage sale.
All right, welcome everyone to the August 13th meeting of the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board. We have quorum for tonight's meeting. Any additions to the open agenda? Seeing none, I have one to add, which would be regarding an ad hoc committee to do with operations and programming at the facility. So we'll add that in. No other additions? Move on to item 1.2, approval of the agenda. I have a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Kelly, seconded by Mayor McGarvey. That the agenda for the August 13th, 2025 West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board is hereby approved as circulated. Discussion on the agenda. All those in favor? Carried. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? None. Move on to 1.4, approval of the minutes. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Kelly, seconded by Councillor Fellner. That the minutes of the July 9th, 2025 regular meeting of the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board are hereby approved as circulated. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? It's carried. Delegations and correspondence, none for tonight. Item 3, steering committee update. There for any issues that aren't already on the agenda.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, originally the property where the facility is being built on Joseph Street purchased by Parry South because of the issue charitable receipt.
Can't hear. Can you use the mic, please?
Mr. Chairman, just one item. The town originally purchased the property on 44 Joseph Street on behalf of the board so the facility could be built. The reason that occurred is because there was a charitable receipt needed to be issued as part of the purchase price, and the board at that point in time wasn't able to issue charitable receipts. Since then, the board is now in a position it can issue charitable receipts. So we're able to transfer the land from the town to the board. This board has given all the approvals, and at the last town council meeting, the bylaw was passed. So it's now just with the lawyer to effect that transfer, but all the approvals have been provided.
Any questions on that? I think we had that as an item later on, but that takes the pressure off. Ms. Phillips, do we have a time frame for that and that from the lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure if you heard that or not, that's 90 days. Okay, thank you. Any other updates for steering committee? I just had a question regarding any update on the charging stations. But I know that I think that was CAO Inwood and McElwain who were looking after that, so they're not here tonight.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not able to speak to that.
Okay, thank you. Item 3.2, project and budget update. The steering committee. Do we have a representative from? I can run through it just on a slideshow. That's just. So this is the project update for the Tamarack North Center, formerly the West Parry Sound Rec and Cultural Center, as of August the 13th. The short-term schedule: concrete slab on grade pour. Phase 1 has been complete. I know that was a huge pour, and they tried to do as much as possible in all one pour to get it done. Interior metal stud and block walls done. Interior underfloor plumbing near completion. Interior mechanical and electrical rough-ins are done. HVAC ductwork done. Sprinkler system, the pool system. Concrete slab on grade pour. Phase 2 is being prepped. Parking lot lighting and exterior glazing. the overall project schedule, the interior walls, concrete slab on grade phase 2, electrical mechanical work, sprinkler system, pool work. Base coat of asphalt parking lot will be installed by October 2025. And the targeted completion date for the project overall is still May 2026. On the project budget, there are no changes in the construction budget since the December 11th, 2024 project update. 97% of the total hard costs have been tendered. Landscaping to be finalized this summer. And the overall project budget currently at approximately $39,500,000. Under construction contingency, Class C budget construction contingency prior to construction start stands at $1,519,676. And due to positive tender results, the contingency and construction budget was reduced by $497,357. This resulted in the contingency sitting at $1,022,319 at the start of construction. To date, we have $238,132.35 in approved and pending changes. The construction contingency is currently sitting at $798,758. And there's some pretty clear photographs there as part of the package as to the ongoing work and how much is completed. Not that I'm able to answer any questions, but if anyone has any questions on that construction budget, then we can certainly make sure it gets to the proper people and the answers provided. Any questions, comments? Councillor Kelly?
Thank you, Chair. Just wonder when the actual pool components might start to arrive.
Not sure, Mr. Harris, if you're aware of the actual date. I know it was supposed to be by the end of the summer, but
Yeah, that was what I thought. There was a little bit of a delay because of to circumvent tariffs. So the pool's being constructed, and I believe it's towards the end of the summer, but I can't be any more specific than that.
I do know when you were talking earlier before the meeting about that one hole in the side of the building facing Joseph Street is there temporarily until that's where the pool's going in sections. Then it's going to be assembled once it's inside in there. But that's, so I guess we'll know it's not in there till we see the hole filled up. If you need something more specific, though, I can have someone get back to you.
I look forward to seeing them come up the highway.
Yeah, do we all? I'll need a mover and a seconder to receive that budget update. Moved by Reeve Leverance, seconded by Councillor Fellner. That the board receive the August 13th, 2025 project and budget update for information purposes. Discussion. All's in favor? It's carried. Item 3.3, monthly financial reports. Welcome. Phelps.
Thank you. So the balance sheet at the end of July shows that the cash balance is approximately 1.08 million at the end of the month, following receipt of 868,000 in HST, which has been returned to the board. The charity bank account is now at 98,000 approximately, following transfer of 200,000 to the general account for cash flow. The amount due to the fundraising account is approximately 1 million to be reconciled annually. Fundraising revenues will be applied to finance the capital project once capital municipal contributions and grant funding is exhausted. So that's just a finance exercise. So claim 7 for grant reimbursement was submitted up to July 2025 for reimbursement of 1.86 million. So we're waiting for that. 17.5 million has been recorded in work in progress towards capital works to date. The line of credit is expected to be utilized in August for cash flow. And the statement of operations, 547,000 approximately in donations, 4.7 thousand in other fundraising initiatives, and 271,000 in sponsorship naming rights revenues have been received to date, year to date. The fundraising revenues reflected year to date include interest in The charity account, that is 824,000 altogether for the year. 3.09 million in grant revenues have been claimed year to date. Funds on hand are earning interest of approximately 56,000. Some of the costs include $1,163 in bank charges, 2,000 approximately in audit fees, and 36,000 in legal costs related to agreements are reflected in the statements. Some other minor costs such as website costs and software costs of 3,000 for fundraising and promotional costs are reflected. As of July, the fundraising surplus from the beginning of the project to date is approaching 1.1 million, and future commitments made are 1.6 million based upon signed sponsorship and naming right agreements to date. Are there any questions about the report?
See any? I find that the attachment number 4, future commitments made, is an interesting document to look at in terms of giving us the names of the supporters and the amounts. So I think that gives a good perspective as sport that's going on out there in the community, which is good to see. So I'll put the resolution on the table. I have a mover and a seconder to receive the financial reports. Moved by Mayor McGarvey, seconded by Councillor Kelly, that the July 31st, 2025 financial reports be received for information. Discussion? All's in favor? Carried. Item 3.4, update on facility name and representation. It's being spoken to by Valerie Yankovich. Valerie, hi Valerie, welcome.
Hi, everyone. I think the report's fairly self-explanatory, but I just wanted to get everybody on the same page about how we're proceeding with representing Tamarack North in the community. As you see in the list, we've already secured the tamaracknorth.ca URL. We have a revised logo for the Let's Make a Splash campaign that we will be submitting submitting to the website managers and getting them to replace that. There is a newsletter ready to go for the fundraising team, and we'll use that new logo and the new wording, along with sharing some correspondence with all of the partners to ensure they're using the name. I know in most situations, most municipalities are just linking to us, but we want to make sure we ask that they update the name. And a sticker will be installed on the sign outside of the building with a thank you to Tamarack North with their logo, and that is a work in progress. So we just want to make sure the board knows that we are working on that and we are acknowledging this donation.
Thank you. Any questions, discussion? Councillor Kelly?
We in Carling just had our auditor's report the other day, and we jumped in and starting to use the new name, and when it's referenced in financial documents and reporting, and we'll look to update our website also. When you look around, the name is in lots of places, and some of them are hiding and less obvious, but we as councils will try and get those cleaned up and be consistent.
And just to be clear through the chair, we won't be retroactively changing the name in terms of documentation and so forth, but anything going forward, any correspondence going forward, and identifiers like the URL and the name of the website and such will reflect the name.
Just for clarification, it's the Tamarack North Center, but for legal purposes, it's still the Municipal Services Board. So I just wasn't, when Councillor Kelly mentioned the financials, anything that of a legal nature probably has to be the MSB still, and not the Tamarack Center. Yeah, that's because we're the legal entity.
Okay, we can follow up with that offline and make sure we are indeed doing it correctly.
It's just when you said that financial, that kind of made me wonder if maybe,
Yeah,
yeah. So you can get clarification
Yep.
quite easily through the steering committee
Yep.
anyway. for
Great.
that,
yeah.
Right, any other? Oh. Put the resolution on the table, on mover and seconder. Moved by Councillor Fellner. Or was it seconded by Reeve Liverance? Yep. Okay. That the board support the recommended direction regarding the use of the recreation facilities named Tamarack North Center for future communications, including digital and print assets. Discussion? All's in favor? It's carried. And Valerie, just while you're there, I have talked to the YMCA in terms of having you get in touch with their media lead as well on this. So as soon as we get to that stage, then they're aware that that request is coming to them.
Much appreciated. I'll await that correspondence.
All right. Thank you for all the hard work you've done on this.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Mayor McGarvey?
You need to use your mic, can't hear you.
Wondered whether you wanted a date, the chairman wanted an update for the committee on the chargers. See that CA McElwain is on now.
I think that may have to be a closed session
Oh,
item as it's under negotiation at this point.
okay.
So, anyway, I'll circle back to it in closed session then,
All right,
but
good
thanks
enough.
for reminding me. Okay, item 3.5, fundraising sponsorship update from committee chair, Mayor Mayor McDermott.
Mary Ann, fine. Just a very brief update in addition to what was reported through July 31st. We've received another 100,000 from one anonymous foundation and one other named foundation, the Chapnick Foundation. And I am waiting for a signature for another 40,000 sponsorship from Rona for the family changing room. They have the contract. I was late picking it up and the store was closed tonight, so I know it's signed. And I have to say that Chris Madden, the owner of and lead in Tamarack, has become our best salesman. He is sending letters to many of his clients and saying that he wants them to join him. And I've had several calls saying, what can we buy or can we donate? So it's really something special. Our committee for the Hard Hat Party met with Vlad and Jason Ball. Vlad can attest to the fact that it was a fun meeting. The Hard Hat Party is most likely going to be the very last week in April. We'll confirm the exact date in January when Vlad is absolutely sure where we'll be with an occupancy permit to make it safe and everything else. Mr. Ball asked a very important question at that meeting, and I'm putting it out to all of the mayors. He said, if I guarantee that the pool will have water in it, can all the mayors go swimming at the party for a fee? So he is suggesting that that could be a fundraiser. I've already mentioned it to Mayor Robinson, and he said he'd get in the water. I will get in the water. I will raise money. So it's out there. Think about it. I don't know the structure of how we'd raise money around it, but Jason Ball is suggesting that it could be part of a fundraising event. And just to remind you, next Friday, not this one, but a week Friday, the 22nd, is Kim's 3rd annual swim, and she will be swimming the circumference of Lake Rosso, which is a little over 7 kilometers. And we expect she'll be taking off from Rosso Lake College, and we expect her back at the Rosso Beach between 12:30 and 1. It's on a Friday, so it coincides with the Rosso Market. So if your family wants to have a Friday visit to the market and then come over and welcome Kim as she comes back to the beach, our hot dogs are free and we'd like to have people there. Rosso Lake College is providing the accompanying canoes. Seguin's fireboat will be with her, and the food is being donated by No Frills. So if you can be there, it would be great. And that's all I have for now. I have a closed item later.
Okay, and I see Reeve Liverance has his hand up.
Yeah, sorry, Ann, what was the date for the swim again?
It's Friday, August 22nd, so a week this Friday at the Rosso Beach.
No, for the mayors.
Well, it'll be, the exact date won't be determined till January, but we're targeting the 25th or 26th of April.
Okay, thank you. I assume we'll get updates as it gets closer. Thank you.
Yes, it's really in Vlad and Mr. Ball's control. They need to know that we can have a legal occupancy permit.
Any other questions?
They brought it up.
As long as you don't substitute swim in Georgia Bay in April. Okay. Mr. Malute, welcome, but when we got to your agenda item, I kind of carried the ball for you and just went through your report. Is there anything you'd like to add to the written report that you provided for us?
Good evening. My apologies. Just had my kids here with me, but no, as long as there's no further questions on the information on the report, I'm okay with my end.
Okay, one question did come up from Councillor Kelly as to whether we have an actual date for the installation of the pool.
So the installation, well, our subcontractor has mobilized and we are working on parts of the pool, but the pool walls, they're still under fabrication and we're expecting them towards beginning of October. So that's when we'll actually see the stainless steel walls.
And that date has no impact on the overall project schedule?
We're still evaluating that as we get closer in confirmation of the stainless steel walls being delivered. So we're still keeping a track on it. Obviously has a huge impact. It's a big portion of the building. But as of yet, I think we will be still on target for our May completion date.
Thank you. Mr. McElwain, I see you've joined us. There was just a question regarding the charging stations, but I think that should probably be in closed session if you're still going to be here for closed session.
Yes, I will, Mr. Chair.
Right. Thank you. All right, item 3.6, the transfer of the Joseph Street property has already been covered off by CAO Harris. The addition to the agenda 3.7 I had asked to be added was I'm just putting the idea out there. I'm thinking we know we're going to have an operator, but we also know there's a lot of interest from our local groups, user groups. So I'm suggesting that we form an ad hoc committee of 2 or 3 members of the Municipal Services Board to kind of get involved with the Y when they're having those discussions with the user groups, just to make sure the information flows quickly and accurately back and forth. I think it's because it's going to be a partnership. So I think it would behoove us to have some of us at the table. The one caveat to that is it's going to be probably time consuming and it's probably going to be local and need some time. So, I mean, before anyone volunteers, you should know it's going to take some time scheduling wise. So if there's anyone who's interested in being part of that, or we don't have to decide that tonight, but if anyone is interested, if they want to say anything. Councillor Fellner?
That's a main, big, it's a big item for me. I'd sit on that committee. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Mayor McGarvey?
Mr. Chair, I think in this particular case I should, because I think I'd like to involve our recreation department as well in this particular case, because there's going to be a lot of back and forth, I believe. And I think it would be a good action to make sure that we're all discussing different types of sports and needs and that sort of thing that are in the community, so that Y has a good hand on that. So I think it'd be important. Yeah.
So you're volunteering?
Yep.
Just the time wise, that's why.
I know that I'm part of it.
That's, I'm just, because it's,
I know, but I'll try and make it work.
I don't think we want to get any. So that's, and I'll be, like to be involved too as the chair, so that would be, sorry, Reeve Liverance.
Well, I guess to Jamie's point though is, would it be appropriate to have someone from the Parry Sound staff participate as well, not just members of the Municipal Services Board?
Yeah, I think it probably may evolve, but I would just, as long as we've got Mayor McGarvey representing the town, then he can probably speak for the record if we need, as those meetings, I don't know what shape what they're gonna look like at this point in time. So once we know, then by all means, we'll be pulling in whatever resources and whatever input we need, because for this to work, it's got to be a proper partnership with our community and their use and doing so. But that's a good suggestion. So we'll let it evolve. But at this point, if I can say we've got 3 of us forming an ad hoc committee, and then we can certainly reach out to whatever resources we need in the community going from there.
Thank you.
Mr. McElwain, you have your hand up?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd be happy if you need any assistance from the steering committee to participate, as I'm probably one of only 2 CAOs that have young children on in the programs, and I've sat on the minor hockey board, so I'm happy to help if needed.
Okay. I think we'll put you in the resource part of that. I'm just thinking it's better with MSB members at this point in time. I'm trying to take some of the load off the steering committee going forward as well, put it more on the board, but certainly that's welcome. And I think that's a valid point. I mean, it's anyone with children or grandchildren is going to have direct input into what the needs of the community are. So I'll take it with the 3 of us as the ad hoc committee, and then the resources from the town recreation we need it, or as Mr. McElwain has offered, if we need resources from the steering committee, then we'll reach out and tap those. Do I need a resolution to form an ad hoc committee? Okay. Have a mover and a seconder then, moved by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Reeve Liverance. That an ad hoc committee be formed to work in cooperation with the YMCA to establish programming for the center, to consist of Councillor Fellner, Mayor McGarvey, and myself. Discussion? All's in favor? It's carried. Thank you. There's nothing else for the open agenda. We'll move to the closed meeting. A mover and a seconder for that resolution, moved by Reeve Liverance, seconded by Councillor Fellner. Pursuant to section 239, paragraph 2 and 3 of the Municipal Act 2001, chapter 15, as amended, the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board moves to a meeting closed to the public in order to address matters pertaining to a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on or on behalf of the municipality or local board, specifically the YMCA operating agreement, sponsorship agreement.
And Mayor Robinson, you added EV charging stations as well.
And EV charging stations. Thank you. All's in favor? It's carried.